Okay, cool. So any suggestions for a campaign to create for this week?
Roofing.
Roofing. All right, cool. Roofing it is. Roofing is a good one. Very competitive because the payouts are really, really good. They're really juicy. You're looking at anywhere from like $80 to $200 for a roofing conversion. Lots of traffic out there. It's very seasonal. So in the wintertime, it's not going to be as active. Like the keywords, you're going to basically not get any traffic for roofing. But for the summertime, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic campaign. Lots of traffic out there. Everyone's roof has some issues. So, and roofing can be kind of mixed in with gutters as well. The only thing is that gutters, someone who only does gutters, right? And someone who only does roofing, right? So you also have to understand like which companies do both and which companies don't do both. But for this campaign, let's actually use our branded keyword list that we created. So um, welcome to the Google Ads interface, right? And I'm just going to literally power through this tutorial because some of you guys have seen this over and over, but here's the Google Ads tutorial, the Google Ads interface, and we're going to go ahead and create a new campaign. Here we go, new campaign. And then we're going to create a campaign without guidance, and we're going to do search. And we're going to basically ignore this part because we haven't created the conversions yet. So that if this is your first time, you won't see any of this stuff. But we're going to go ahead and select continue. And then we're going to click continue once more. And then for our campaign name, we're going to do roof. So the four letters of your for your campaign. So roof is roof, plumbing is plum, electricians elec, right? Medicare is, you could just say med, or if you want 2Ds, or medi. Or for example, final, I like to do FINL, or what else did we have? ACA. I guess ACA is just ACA. I don't name it ACA 65 or anything. Or you can do U65, right? So under 65, those are insurance. But in this case, we're doing roofing. And then we're going to do, for roofing, we're going to do BRD. So BRD implies brand. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll simply say brand, and then we'll do, sorry, I believe it's max conversions, and then we'll do brand. There we go. So in this case, we're doing brand bidding. You guys have all seen the generic keyword stuff. Now let's do a little bit of brand bidding. So let's go ahead and start new. And for our bidding, we're going to do conversions, which implies that you have conversions in your campaign. If you don't have any conversions or no traffic at all, you can literally just do clicks, right? So clicks is like the best way to get started. But in this case, I'm going to do conversions. And then we're going to do target CPA. Actually, for this, we'll just stick to max conversions. So in this case, we're not going to set a target CPA. And we're going to select next. And we're going to unselect search partner networks. We're going to enter our locations. So our locations, they have to be, you have to enter like city names or zip codes, because otherwise a roofer will not drive across the entire state to fix somebody's roof. Unless, of course, maybe the payout is good. But generally speaking, you have to be very specific in your locations. So in this case, I'll simply type in Los Angeles, like Los Angeles, California, or Chicago, Illinois, right? Or of course, you can do advanced search as well, and you can enter your locations in bulk. So what else do we have? Boston, right? And then we'll type in United States here, and then we'll search, and then we'll target Boston, right? So some of you guys have seen this a million times already, and I'm going to select saved. And then for presence, people in or regularly in your included locations, then language is English. And for our audience segments, this is where I always like to mention what kind of audience segments you want to target. So there is a roofing audience segment. So if we just type in roof, right? So roofing services, or you can also do home and garden services. And once again, if someone is in the market of home and garden services or roofing services, then our ads will only target those people, right? They have to be in the market for those things. And this will basically give you the best conversions possible, because Google knows that they've jumped around multiple sites. They've jumped around YouTube videos. They've jumped around like guides, and maybe they've even chatted with Gemini, kind of inquiring what is like the prices for roofing on average in some certain location, right? So if you're basically targeting them, you can do like that. Or of course, if you want to just target anybody, but just you want to find out if they're in the roofing audience, then you simply select observation. Now, I've covered this obviously in previous tutorials, but we're going to do it like that. We're going to do targeting. So they have to be specifically have some kind of history of being in the, of doing some kind of roofing research on their browser, on their Chrome, on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. And then we're going to go down and more settings. And for our ad schedule, obviously someone's picking up the phone during certain hours. And we're going to go 8 a.m. to, let's say 8 p.m. All right, that's good. And more settings, everything else should be good to go, and select next. All right, for our AI Max per search campaigns, from now on, I'm always going to enable this. I actually haven't seen any particular different results for this, to be honest. I enabled it for all of my campaigns, and I haven't seen anything outstanding, to say the least. So we're going to enable this moving forward just for the sake of doing it. And we're going to select next, and then we're going to do skip for the keyword and asset generation. All right, so for our keywords, we're going to enter our branded keywords, right? So where's my list of keywords here? So these are all actually gutter companies, but let's just assume they're let's just assume that they are also roofing companies as well. So I'm not going to paste all of them because you have a limit of only pasting 1,000 into the web browser. So I'm going to paste 986 basically, and paste that in. And these are the keywords that we're going to be bidding on, right? All of these. Now, actually, I forget if I cleaned this. I don't know if this is the cleaned list. All right, so let me go back to the cleaned list, because those are, so let me explain what happens now. When I try to add these keywords, we're going to get an error, right? And it's going to basically tell us that a lot of the keywords are not eligible for being imported, right? So let's skip this ad creation process and hit save. All right, so let's see if we can do that. We'll do $5 budget, and it should technically scan our keywords right now and tell us that a lot of them cannot be imported because we haven't actually cleaned the keywords themselves. So this is the use case for basically cleaning your keywords. So we imported 896 keywords. Now we're just going to wait for checking errors. This usually takes like maybe a minute or two for whatever reason. It actually used to be faster. Back in my day, it used to be faster. All right, so you can see there are errors with your keywords. Let's go back to the keywords themselves so we can understand the issue. So keywords imported. Here's all the different keywords that we tried to import. And where are the errors? There are errors with 2 or more. All right, so keywords cannot contain non-standard characters like all of these. So the 2 keywords that we have issues with in this list that we only imported like 1,000 of them was this Pichasek general contracting, because it has this little apostrophe. And this one, you cannot use the ampersand symbol. So that's not allowed either. So it's basically gave us that error, and we can't import those keywords. And basically all of these keywords you cannot import apparently. There we go. Oh, here we go. Employment as well, you're going to see issues as well. So employment, so in this case, it's assuming that this is some kind of employment company. Unacceptable spaces, so this gets fixed as well with our cleaner as well. Capitalization, like the whole keyword cannot just be capitals. And recreational drugs, so seamless gutters. I don't know why it's recreational drugs, but that's basically what it is. But if we go, once we've cleaned our keywords, right? So we're actually going to go to our cleaned keywords, which is this list right here. And we're going to go ahead and copy these ones instead. Okay, we'll just copy 100 or so. And we're going to go back to our campaign. Where are we? I have a lot of tabs open. And I want to paste those in. And then let's try that once again. Save. $5 budget. It'll go through the keywords once more. All right, so what's the issue now? It's still assuming that we have these keywords in our list for whatever reason, which we don't. Yeah, so those keywords are no longer in our list, but it's still giving us the error. So whatever, the system itself is having issues, but our keywords themselves have been cleaned. These keywords don't actually exist in our list anymore. And as well, capitalization, because all of our keywords are lowercase. So the keywords themselves have been cleaned, and that's why you want to clean it beforehand, because otherwise you're going to run into all these like different errors saying you can't import this keyword, you can't use this keyword has special characters, this keyword is capitalization, etc., etc. So nonetheless, we have our keywords now, and policy details, let's just assume that's fine. There we go. We'll save that. Now let's go ahead and down into our ad creation process. And we're going to go into our final URL. So at the moment, we do not have a landing page for roofing, but we're going to assume that our landing page for roofing is this pest invasion in your area, right? So let's just assume this is our roofing landing page, right? For the sake of this tutorial. And we're going to copy that. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the background is that image we incorporated as well. So there's our hero image. This is a very beautiful landing page. Let's actually see what it looks like on mobile. And mobile device, boom, look at that. Well, some stuff still needs fixing, but not a big deal. Call now, 555 pest. Go down. They can opt in if they want into this beautiful, beautiful opt-in box here. And, you know, they keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, the problems, the issues, opt in if they want, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the back end, obviously, for these opt-ins is that you have to pass the data somewhere. And from that data, you can either pass it to your buyer, just the data directly, or you can dial out, so you can call the person right there on the spot, or you can send them a text message. So I prefer to just send a text message to the person saying, hey, we have a code for you, call now. So the person ends up calling in as opposed to you calling them, because that's, you know, there's gray area behind that. You also need a opt-in box for if you plan to send them SMS or calling them as well. So nonetheless, we're going to use this landing page as our URL, and that's our final URL. Okay, so if they click on our ad, they're going to go to that landing page. And for our display path, we'll do call_now. And for our calls, let's add a phone number in this case. So we're going to add a quick phone number here. We're going to add a new call, and then our phone number is going to be 888-432-1234. Right? Hit save. Okay, so now we have a phone number in our ad copy as well. It'll be displayed under the ad itself. There we go, just like that. Very beautiful. And we need 3 headlines. So let's go to our ChatGPT and generate 3 headlines for ourselves. So generate 3 headlines, 30 chars max, 3 descriptions, 90 chars max, pest control for Google Ads. Oh, sorry, not pest control, roofing. Roofing for Google Ads, make it aggressive, right? And then we're going to use that. All right, roofing damage, act now. We're going to paste that in. Beat storms, new roof, paste that in. And stop leaks, save. Well, you can't use, this is special characters, so that's not allowed in our ad. So we're going to simply type in save now, right? Like just like that. And keep in mind, the ones that have learned keyword insertion, do not do keyword insertion into here. So do not do keyword call now, so that the brand name of the company is not inserted into our ads, because the last thing you want to do is misrepresent that you are one of these companies, right? So you do not want to do that. You do not want to say in your ad that you are All Phase Roofing Gutters. You do not want to say that you are Elite Sheet Metal Rain Gutter, right? You do not want to say that you're the company, because then you're going to get sued and you're going to get in a lot of trouble, and you're also going to get your Google accounts suspended for misrepresentation. I've actually accidentally had that happen before, where I accidentally included the company name into the ad copy itself. The guy calls in. During the call, he's like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is it saying my company in your ad, right? And there's nothing I could say to that one, because like it was a very particular company name. It wasn't like some generic Toronto Roofing or Boston Roofing, you know, something like city keyword. It was literally the company name, because I was brand bidding. So keep that in mind. Do not do keyword insertion. You can show your ads on top of companies, like you could show within like the spaces of other companies, but you cannot say the company itself in your ad. Otherwise, you're going to risk getting in a lot of trouble. So nonetheless, we have the ad there, And don't wait, protect your home, fast roofing, replacement today. Perfect. Roofing troubles, we fix it fast. Fantastic. And what's the last one? End leaks now, call for same day roof repair and replacement. Well, keep in mind that roofing is not typically same day. It's by appointment, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to do it like that. But no roofing company does same day typically, right? Unless it's like some kind of emergency. Okay, so and then the images, let's go ahead and add ourselves an AI generated image. So let's see how far how far we can get with this. So let's say female, attractive, roofer, working on house. Let's see if that'll generate for us the image. Previously, Gemini was very strict in what you could say. Like you couldn't even say attractive, right? It just wouldn't allow it. But let's see what it's going to do now. Okay, so there we go. We have a roofer. Let's go check it out, what that looks like. Select for campaign. Perfect. And we're going to edit that as well to make sure that we have a wide angle image as well. And that is officially our roofer, right? Previously, we used images like this, so it's a little bit exaggerated. So this guy's going to come over and do your plumbing, right? So if you are able to generate images like that, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of clicks on your ads, right? And then go ahead and click save. And now our images are going to be inserted into the ad copy as well. So technically, it should start showing in the ad copy. Now, keeping in mind, when it has like the full-blown image, my conversion rates haven't been amazing, simply because people are just like clicking on the image or they accidentally click on your ad. This happens quite often, more often than it should, but just keep that in mind that you can generate image for yourself for your ads themselves. Looks like our ad is good to go. Beat storms, new roof, stop leaks, save now. We have our phone number here. We have, if they click on any of these, they're also directed into a phone call. This is what our ad will look like with an image, if the person does not have the call extension in particular. And then once again, here's another version of our ad. That's what it's going to look like. And yep, that's pretty much it. So the other ones, I guess for other interfaces, we're going to go ahead and select save and select next and select next. It's going to go through the errors once more. All right, let's assume that our campaign eventually gets to finished. I'm going to go and reopen and go into our main page here. So I believe it is course tutorials. Let's go to that one. And we are on our main page. Once more, if you want to see phone calls showing up in your interface, you want to go into columns here. And we're going to modify the columns. And for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to remove all the columns and only add the very basic minimum ones. So we need impressions. So impressions. And then we need clicks, calls, phone calls, and finally conversions. Conversions. There we go.